So when it comes to the next Mario Kart game, you guys know the next Mario Kart game is going to be called Mario Kart Tour. Now Mario Kart Tour is going to be on mobile OS only, so it's going to be for Android and iOS when that comes out. So you're not going to be playing this brand new Mario Kart game on the Nintendo Switch, unfortunately. On their main primary home console, you are going to be playing this on mobile platforms when it comes to this game. This is a mobile game only, like I said. And in this video, I specifically want to talk about Mario Kart Mobile because there is a beta already going for Mario Kart Mobile, and a lot of people already been playing Mario Kart Tour right now. So I do want to discuss my feelings when it comes to Mario Kart Tour. Now, the realistic thing about Mario Kart Tour is the fact that, first of all, Mario Kart Tour is not going to be a replacement for Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart 8 is still going to be their main primary focus, and it's still going to be the main Mario Kart today. This game is pretty much just a way to get people who are on mobile to get interested in Mario Kart and get ready to play Mario Kart, and it will make Nintendo some side money alongside the traditional Mario Kart games. So I see why Nintendo is actually making Mario Kart Tour. Mario Kart is one of their biggest well-known brands. A lot of people love Mario Kart. It's very accessible and things like that. So I really do understand why they would want to turn Mario Kart into a mobile game. But like I said, keep in mind the expectations of this game are going to be very different compared to Mario Kart 8 or Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, since that's their main primary Mario Kart game. So let's discuss everything about Mario Kart Tour. Now, when it comes to Mario Kart Tour, apparently from what I've seen of Mario Kart Tour is not going to be a new game. So there's no new assets at all when it comes to Mario Kart Tour. So for instance, there's no new characters, there's no new carts, there's no new power-ups in the game. Everything in the game is going to be old assets that were already in previous Mario Kart games. Whether we're talking about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, whether we're talking about Mario Kart 7, Mario Kart Wii, things like that, they're all old assets. So keep that in mind when we're talking about Mario Kart Tour. And unfortunately, in this video, really quickly, I can't actually show you any footage of Mario Kart Tour. However, if you do a quick Google search, you will be able to find Mario Kart Tour information and gameplay really quickly. You're not actually supposed to leak out that information and leak out any type of photos or pictures of Mario Kart Tour, but knowing the internet and knowing people, of course, they are going to want to share their experience and they are going to want to upload things to the net. But I don't want this video to be pulled or to be taken down because it shows some Mario Kart Tour footage. So unfortunately, you will have to find footage on your own because unfortunately, I'm not part of the Mario Kart Tour beta and I was not able to get a chance to play Mario Kart Tour like some other people had a chance to play. So keep that in mind as you're watching this video. But let's talk about some things I like and dislike so far about Mario Kart Tour. Now, also keep in mind as you're watching this and listening to me talk about Mario Kart Tour is going to be in beta. So that means you're not going to be playing the finished version. A lot of things I'm talking about in this game may indeed change in the long run. But then again, I'm assuming since this is a beta, a lot of these things that are already in place aren't going to change all too much since the game is supposed to be coming out sometime this summer. That's right around the corner. How much can they really add or how much can they really remove or change when it comes to the final version of Mario Kart Tour? So I'm assuming a lot of this will still stand when it comes to Mario Kart Tour. So let's talk about Mario Kart Tour. So when it comes to Mario Kart Tour, it looks like it is going to be a dumbed down version of traditional Mario Kart. It's not going to be a game where you have full access and full control of your Mario Kart character on screen. It looks like you will just be pulling your button onto the smartphone screen and then your character will automatically like drive and things like that. That's pretty much how it's programmed to be. You don't have full access of driving, so keep that in mind as you're actually playing this game. One thing that slightly does bother me about Mario Kart Tour is the fact that Mario Kart Tour is an actual game that's actually going to be played only in portrait mode, only on your smartphone. It's not going to be played in landscape, so you will have a smaller field of view when it comes to Mario Kart Tour compared to like Mario Kart 8 or even Mario Kart 7 that does play in widescreen. So keep that in mind as you're playing this. This game is going to use touchscreen controls, of course. That's to be a given since this is a smartphone controlled device, since it is a mobile game. How else could you really play this game? I guess with some devices, of course, they could add They could add controller support, but I don't think Nintendo wants to go down that road. I don't think they're going to add controller support when it comes to Mario Kart Tour, so that's pretty much how it is. I heard some people out there when it comes to Mario Kart Tour, it's a very hit or miss thing. Some people like the way the game controls, some people don't really like the way the game controls, but overall I heard it's okay for the most part, but it's not the best thing in the world since you don't have full control of your character. It's pretty much kind of like a on-rail shooter. If you ever played something like a Star Fox game or anything like that, that's an on-rail shooter. You can kind of think of this as an on-rails racing game. You're not controlling everything on screen, but you do have some access to controlling the game, so that's how it is when it comes to that. But there are some things in this game for me personally that I've already seen when it comes to Mario Kart Tour that I'm not too happy about, and overall for me personally I'm getting a pretty negative vibe out of Mario Kart Tour than I am a good vibe out of Mario Kart Tour. Of course, you have to keep your expectations low since when this does come to mobile, this is going to be a free-to-play game. You're not going to be paying anything for your experience here. You just download the game, and of course with a free-to-play game on mobile, you are going to be getting a lot of microtransactions in the game, so keep that in mind. And it looks like from this game specifically, there are quite a few microtransactions part, so there's a whole bunch of different little things that make this game pretty heavy in the microtransaction department. Like for instance, one thing about this game is apparently you can't play this game for hours and hours and hours on end. You can play this game for like maybe a couple of hours at a time, and then pretty much it's going to pester you to either wait until you can play the game again, or you can buy things in the game that will let you keep racing. That's pretty much how it is, and that's pretty much a standard thing when we talk about mobile games and the way structure of mobile games actually are, because that's the way they do it. They want to try to entice you to spend money on these mobile games that you're paying little to no money for. So that actually makes sense when it comes to Mario Kart Tour. They want to do something like that, and I understand why Nintendo would purposely want to make you not play all the time, make you play a couple hours at a time, and then either make you wait a certain time period to start racing again, or make you flat out pay an amount to skip the wait time. And I'm assuming some people are going to do that, of course, because that's how people get around the wait times. They don't want to wait, and they're addicted to these games, so of course they're going to do that. But for me personally, I'm not too happy about that because I'm a person that does not want to pay and does not want to wait. But overall, I guess that's just me personally. But let's talk about some other things that really kill it in this game. Some things that really do kill it in the game is, first of all, a lot of people said the balancing in this game is flat out disastrous, because there are some things in this game that make this game worse than some other games. First of all, there is a gacha feeling with this game. Now, if you don't know what gacha style games are very popular in Japan, and they're pretty much a way to try to entice you to get more stuff. Basically, everything's kind of like a slot machine. You pull a handle or you spin a wheel, and everything's given to you at random. And since everything's given to you at random, it kind of makes you feel like that you never know what you're going to get. So you may end up getting bad stuff, and you may end up getting good stuff for your character or your car. And then since you get all that stuff, and since you may not want to use the randomness in the game when it comes to this gacha style game, you may actually want to get things in the game, because I'm assuming with this game and with gacha style games, if you don't want the random element in the game, you can totally skip the randomized element in the game and just buy things flat out with real life money. That's how they get you around the randomness, and that's why they put the randomness in place. So some people who just do not like the stuff that they get and they want better gear, they'll just go ahead and buy the better gear for themselves. And honestly, I'm not really a fan of that style they did, because I don't want to feel like I'm getting bad stuff just because it's random. I want to feel like that I'm getting stuff for just to be getting stuff, and I don't want to have another player as well, if this game does have online, to feel like, well, he got better stuff than me, because the randomized RNG in the game actually gave him better equipment than I got better equipment. And then what happens? I'm pretty much forced to buy better gear in the game, because, well, he had better he had a better car, and since his RNG was better than mine, I'm not going to waste my time grinding it out trying to get all this stuff in the game when I know damn well I can just go out and buy this game with real life currency, or buy some of these items in the game with real life currency. So basically, it'll give people advantages and disadvantages just because the RNG was nicer to this guy compared to this guy. And honestly, I'm not all too happy about that. But I guess again, the RNG element, or the gacha style element of this game, doesn't really play too much in effect with this game. When you have to take into consideration one thing that does suck about this game, at least right now, from what I'm hearing from a lot of people or everybody out there, this game does not have a true online element element to Mario Kart Tour, and that's a really big deal when it comes to Mario Kart Tour, because for me personally, when it comes to a Mario Kart game, the only reason I play this game is whether it's local co-op or local multiplayer or online multiplayer, and if I can't play this game with anybody in the world and I'm stuck playing CPUs, I flat out do not want to play this game, because I love being competitive when it comes to Mario Kart, and also not just being competitive with Mario Kart, even if I'm playing it casually, I do not want to play the CPUs, because a lot of times, not just with Mario Kart, but with a lot of different video games, I do not like CPUs. CPUs flat out suck. They're usually always way too easy, so if this game does not have a true online aspect of this game, I'm probably not going to play this game. I don't want to sit there wasting my time playing CPUs for hours on end. I don't feel that sense of accomplishment by beating other people. I'm very competitive, and then on top of that, they're just flat out boring, and it makes the game just so stale when you're playing CPUs for hours on end. And then going back to all the things that make this game really bad, besides having that gacha style RNG in the game, there's also power-ups apparently that make this game flat out busted. So some characters have an advantage on certain tracks because they like that track apparently, and apparently what's happening is also you can get different power-ups in the game that are RNG based. Like when, you know, in normal Mario Kart you have these item boxes, and when you roll over these item boxes, apparently with Mario Kart Tour you do have a chance to pick up more items, and since you do have a chance to pick up Sorry guys, the camera actually cut out on me, but basically what I was saying was characters actually have an advantage on the track, because some characters are actually better on certain tracks than others, and you do get this random RNG element when you go over item boxes. Basically what happens when you go over item boxes in Mario Kart Tour, you have a chance of picking up 3 actual items, and apparently if you hit the lottery and you go over these item boxes and you get 3 of the same items, you become overpowered to where basically you can spam as many of the same items as possible on the track, and then on top of that you do go invisible, so pretty much you do have a star and you can spam that same item over and over and over. And it's not fair that some characters on the track actually have an advantage in that way, just because, well, the game actually likes those characters being on those certain tracks, so it's flat out not fair. And overall it just seems like Nintendo is really trying to up the gacha style gameplay in this game, also microtransactions in this game, since you have to wait a long period of time to play this game, or you can pay real life money to skip the wait time if you want to skip the wait time. And then on top of this, not having multiplayer in this game, whether it's local multiplayer or online multiplayer, really kills it for me. And one thing that Nintendo really did kind of sloppy with this game when it comes to talking about Mario Kart Tour is the fact that a lot of people were actually disappointed when they found out Nintendo was pretty much hiding the fact that you're only playing CPUs in this game at this very moment. Again, in the near future, this could definitely change when it comes to like when they fully announce this game and this game comes out, or even when this game gets updated in the near future. Of course, they could add multiplayer, but the thing that people hated was the fact that they were purposely hiding the fact that this game had only local co-op only, our single player story aspect only, our single player only. It had no multiplayer in the game, because basically what's happening is if you play this game for yourself, the way that they actually make you drive in this game or make you play races in the game is the fact that this game actually has real life people for other Mario Kart players. So basically when you're racing with other people on the track, they will have real life names to make you think that you're actually playing online, when indeed you're not playing online. But a lot of people already proved that this game does not have online, and they trick you to thinking you're playing online when indeed you're not playing with other people, because a lot of people actually tried to back out of this app, like put it in like fast switching or like multitasking on their phone, and when they went back to the application, apparently it just left off to where they are. And if you're playing online, you would have thought by switching apps really quickly in your app drawer, you would have thought that the game would have disconnected. And a lot of people even tried putting their phone into airplane mode, and when they put their phone into airplane mode or turned off the Wi-Fi or 4G completely, it just ordinarily did not stop the game, and the game kept going on. So that pretty much proves that this game was not an online multiplayer based game. It was pretty much only a single player based game. So if you're a fan maybe of these gacha style games, or if you're a fan of Mario Kart, or if you love these small experiences and you don't care specifically about the multiplayer aspect of Mario Kart, it seems like this may be the game for you. But for me personally, coming from a hardcore Mario Kart fan that loves
loves Mario Kart, and I specifically only play Mario Kart for playing with people, whether it's online or offline. This game overall just kills it for me, and I'm very disappointed. I actually kind of had high hopes for this new Mario Kart Tour game, but as it stands right now, at least with the beta, I'm very disappointed in what everything Nintendo is doing with this game. It definitely does seem like it's a very dumbed down version of Mario Kart 8, but I was already expecting that in the first place. I'm not one of those people that thought Mario Kart Tour was ever going to compete with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe or Mario Kart 8. I flat out knew that, because if they're putting this on mobile, they're not going to charge $60, and they don't want to have it compete with Mario Kart 8, so of course they're going to make a dumbed down version of Mario Kart. That's pretty much what you're expecting when it comes to Mario Kart on mobile, but overall I'm just not liking it so far. But like I said, you have to keep your expectations low, I guess, because this is a mobile game that is free to play, so free to play games have a lot of different things that are going to alter your experience compared to games that you're paying $60 for, so keep that into consideration. And like I said again, this is a beta, so who knows how much Nintendo is going to change in the near future when it comes to Mario Kart Tour specifically. How much is going to be changed and how much is not going to be changed in Mario Kart Tour, but I'm assuming it's so close to release now, not much is actually going to change from the beta to the actual release of Mario Kart Tour. But overall, those are just my thoughts and opinions on the upcoming Mario Kart Tour game. Anyway guys, this is Wayne from My Tech News, signing out.